Hey Pinewood families, it's Mr. Nitz, and this video is going to be for Monday, April 20th. Whether you're watching it Sunday evening or Monday morning, this will let you know a little bit about the pattern that we're going to begin today with our schoolwork, and also a little bit about that work that you have for today. First, let's talk about that pattern again, and that means that at 10 o'clock, you're either going to watch a YouTube live video or you're going to watch the pre-recorded YouTube video for the day. That day's video might include things like what do you expect to do today for your work and any special directions that are given for that. So whether it's 10 o'clock right now when you're watching this or you've watched it ahead of time, the first step is to watch this video and hear from me and then get right away into your work. So when you finish this video, you're going to have from now until noon to finish your reading, math, and social studies work. And then at noon, remember that there's an optional Schoology conference. And so that means that it's the Schoology conference is the one that's set up like Zoom. And you'll be able to ask me for help, ask me questions, share concerns, or just log on to talk about some of your work or something else that's important to you. That's at 12 o'clock. Then also you remember that I've set up what I've called Remind Office Hours. So it's almost like these are the best times to get a hold of Mr. Nitz to ask him questions. And those times are from 10 to noon every day. And then again from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. every day. Again, I will answer reminds at other times of the day, but you're going to get a faster answer, which means I'm probably going to have my phone in my hand or right next to me, able to answer your questions. Sometimes parents or students prefer to send a remind that has a picture attached to it, and we will figure it out, and I will help you get to your work. So let's talk about the work that you're going to begin today right after this video is over. So one of two things is going to happen, actually maybe one of three things. The first one is that you're going to log on to Schoology and you're going to see some attachments and some work, and you're going to be able to do 100% of your work in Schoology. I think our largest group of students is going to be doing their work that way. The second thing that might happen is you're going to start in Schoology, but you or someone from your family is going to pick up a paper packet today at Pinewood, and you're going to watch the videos on Schoology. You're going to click on the links on Schoology. You're going to see the work there, but then you might actually do the work on a piece of paper, and that's great too. The third group of people are the ones who are going to be picking up those paper packets from Pinewood. Now, on the paper packets are some directions and instruction, but the video links aren't there, obviously, because they're paper. And so there will be enough there to guide you through it. Feel free to text me on Remind and ask me questions about it. So whenever those three methods that you're going to use today, you're going to start right away on that. If you're going to go to Schoology right after this video is over, click right on the tab, open a new tab and go to Schoology. Or hopefully somebody has already picked up your packet from Pinewood, or they soon will. All right, so let's get into the work for today. This week in math, we're going to be working on multiplying fractions. Now, luckily for you, this is something that we spent doing the last 2 weeks right before we got sent home from school. We figured it was important enough to loop back through to continue to practice this so that we can become experts at multiplying fractions. If you go to Schoology, you're going to see a video link there to watch. There's about a 5-minute video where they review how to multiply fractions. There's also a PDF file attached to the bottom of that page in Schoology that says to print out page 207 and 208. If you have the paper packet, look for page 207 to 208. Now, if you have the paper packet, we printed the whole instruction packet. I think it goes from like page 199 to 208. It's probably going to look like a ton of stuff, but if you want to look back at it, it has good information for how to multiply fractions. So parents and students can review that. There's samples and examples of how to multiply fractions. Now on that math, they're going to be using the word of sometimes instead of multiply. So if you think of it this way, if you have 5 12 packs of Coke, or 5 of those 12 packs, how many cans do you have? Well, 5 of those 12s is 60. Of means times or multiply, just like 5 times 12 is 65 of the 12. So remember when they say what's 1/2 of 1/2, in our classroom we did a paper folding experiment that you could probably do at home that shows how 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4. So I know that we used an algorithm multiply tops, multiply bottoms, and that's great that you remember that. But in today's assignment, they're going to ask you to draw rectangular models, and we did ones with diagonal shading on them that showed how you could show 1/2 of 1/2. In reading this week, you're going to be working on character traits and identifying those traits in characters and how it shapes literature. Today, you're going to watch a video, and the video was actually prepared by a 5th grade teacher from Westwood, Mrs. Mennigan. She talks over the video and shows some things in Raz-Kids. Now, in reading for many weeks, we're going to be working out of Raz-Kids. You know how to log into Raz-Kids, but we've never used assignments in Raz-Kids. Well, today, when you log into Raz-Kids, you're going to scroll down to the bottom of the page, and you're going to see some assignments have been set up for you. Look at the daily plans and decide whether I need to work on that assignment. So, for example, tomorrow, the video is going to lead you through what you need to do. You're going to watch the video and practice coming up with character traits in a mini story. Also attached at the bottom of the file in Schoology is a PDF of a character trait list. You might recognize the rainbow striped paper from something we've looked at in our guided reading groups. It has words that describe characters that you can use to describe the characters in what you're reading today. Simply pause the video a few times at different points in the story and try to come up with the words that you would say are character traits of the people in the story. So that's Raz-Kids for today. Social studies for today is simple. Separate issue 13 from your paper packet or click on the link to find it online. You're going to read from issue 13. It's got some important topics about the causes of the Revolutionary War. Things that we've already watched in Liberty's Kids, but not really dug into too deeply outside of that. Things like the Boston Tea Party and the Boston Massacre. It's going to tell about those causes of the Revolutionary War. Now, the paper packets that were sent out to all 3 schools. Briarwood and Westwood have not watched any Liberty's Kids episodes. So if you get a paper packet and it says watch a Liberty's Kids episode and you have watched it already, then you have a couple choices. Skip it, watch it again, or watch a different one. Most of the videos are laid out in chronological order, which means the order that they happened in the war, and that's the way that we will follow it. If you have already watched that one, that's up to you. Every time in social studies when it says watch a Liberty's Kids, you load it up and say, wait, I've seen this one already. Pinewood watched a lot of these because I assigned them to you on your first couple weeks. So there you have it. You have your math lesson today, multiplying fractions. Watch the video. Print out page 207 to 208 or work on it in the packet. Reading, watch the video, print out, not print out, but look at the PDF of character trait videos. You can open that tab on your computer and look at it there. And that's going to help you decide what types of traits describe the characters in the text. Social studies, read issue 13 in the newspaper. If you are viewing it online, the newspaper that is, there's a little 3-question quiz at the end of each article. Those are practice questions for your test. On Friday of every week, we'll have a different social studies weekly newspaper issue, and you'll be taking a quiz, either a paper copy in the packet or the online version. Answering those questions online is going to be a great thing for you because they will help prepare you for the quiz. All right, that's it. Math, reading, and social studies today. Any work that you do, put it into a notebook. Have a folder or a notebook. Many of you brought home your take-home folder. Have that be the place where you hold any of your work. So after you watch this video, you're going to log on to Schoology. Click on the links and you know how to get there. You're going to look at warrenwoods.schoology.com and then you're going to log in with your new password that was given to you a couple days ago. If you still need your password, feel free to text me and remind, and I will reply with your password. Then you're going to go to Courses, and you're going to click on Mr. Nitz's class. You'll see it looks like my YouTube logo. Once you're in there, you'll see a black or dark gray folder that says week of April 20th. Click on that, and you'll see the work for Monday. Once you finish that work for Monday, tomorrow I'll publish the work for Tuesday. I'll leave Mondays up there, and in fact, we'll probably leave this week's work for the whole week. Good luck, find us on Schoology, and then if you need to, at 12 o'clock, there's an optional Schoology conference set up. Most of you who are on Schoology have already done one of these. If you have questions about directions, how to get on the Schoology conferences, feel free to text me during the remind hours between 10 and noon. I'll help you get logged in and join us in the Schoology conference. Remember that noon conference is optional, which means you don't have to join. If you feel confident in your work in reading, math, and social studies, then you're done. If you want to join just to ask a question, share a concern, or talk about your work, I'm more than happy to answer those questions. You don't even have to stay the whole time. You might just log on, ask your question, and then log off. I will leave the conference open for up to 30 minutes, and we will figure it out. Whatever your issue is, whatever your problem is, I'm more than happy to help you. Later in the day, if you go back to your work, or if your parent comes home later from work and you need to text me again, remember that 5 to 6 p.m. is the best time to send those texts along. You can send them at other times, but you just might not get a fast response. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to hearing from some of you in Remind, seeing a few of you maybe at the noon conference. Otherwise, have a great day.